Mr. Young, my constables observed you standing outside the school gate.
Oh, I just happened to be there.
They also saw you approach a number of students.
Did anyone complain?
Yes. A number of parents over the past 3 days.
Well, you can't help that.
My son goes to that school, Mr. Young. When my constables approached you, you ran away.
I didn't notice that they were there.
Despite their calls for you to stop. And when they finally apprehended you, they found this.
He planted them on me.
Bullshit.
I've never seen those drugs before. He planted them.
It couldn't have happened.
Well, of course you'd say that.
They were in his pocket.
He put them there.
We don't believe him, do you?
Whether or not I believe his story has nothing to do with his right to a good defence. You know that.
So you can just go right back to selling drugs to kids.
That's the way the system works. We're both part of that system. So, how about dinner tonight?
What?
Well, just because we disagree on a technical issue doesn't mean we have to give up eating.
You're outrageous.
7 o'clock, okay?
Reese Young.
Yeah, he's got priors for trafficking and possessed drug of dependence.
And now he's accusing Graham of planting evidence.
Can't believe he's trying this on. It's such a crock.
You picked him up outside the school. And he resisted arrest?
I didn't hit him, boss. We caught him red-handed.
All right, you and O'Rourke made the running on this. You can keep an eye on him. He'll reoffend before sundown.
Well, you reckon he's that dumb?
His family have been marrying their own brothers and sisters for years. The results are starting to show.
Ah, the late Constable Peroni, I presume.
Sorry, I know, I'm sorry. I just lay down for 5 minutes and dozed off. Look, about last night.
I'm going to grab a coffee.
You ready?
Ah, jacket. 1 second.
Yeah, something for me? Yeah, I'm just a bit short.
We had an agreement. That's not good enough, Charles. You got to the close of play to come up with a rest.
Where am I going to get it from?
It's your problem, mate.
Ready?
Yeah.
I'm awake.
Acting Sergeant.
Stay awake, Joss.
Too late. It's your job to know whether he's awake or asleep. Though in his case, it's very difficult to tell.
Sorry, boss.
You are allowed to have a second job, provided it doesn't interfere with your first job, which is catching crooks. Clear?
Yes, boss.
Now you keep an eye on him.
Don't you have anything to do?
Yeah, I do, actually. Gotcha. Suze, you don't mind if we take a bit of a detour now, do you?
What kind of detour would that be, Just?
Well, look, I was driving the cab last night and I picked up a fare in St David's, dropped him off at Sugden Street, and the guy did a runner on me, $43 worth.
So we're going to Sugden Street.
If you don't mind, it's just around the corner. I checked Leap for people with priors in the area and I found the guy.
You're not supposed to use Leap for personal purposes.
This isn't personal purposes. The guy committed a crime. He basically stole $43.
From you?
It doesn't matter who he stole it from. The point is he committed a crime. And if you don't dob, there's no harm done.
He's always on that phone.
Yeah, well, they're a burn to the small businessman. Hey, how well do you know Alex? Well, is he hungry?
What?
Would he cop a sling? Oh, hang on. That guy with the beanie.
We did him for possession a few months back. Magistrate gave him community service.
Yeah, that'd be right.
That's it.
Wait.
What?
This is Lawyer's office. Shouldn't we respect that?
We just witnessed a handover.
Yeah, but he can't be in there forever, and we'll be here when he comes out.
Remember me?
No?
That's because the last time you saw me, I was wearing a different uniform. At night time, I'm a cabbie.
Look, I can explain.
Don't explain, mate. Just give me the 43 bucks.
Yeah, I was going to bring it in, down to the cab depot.
I'm sure you were. This will save you the trouble.
It was me mates, you know, we was drinking at the railway last night and then they said, oh, let's go to St David's RSL on account of the door prize.
Here's the deal, mate. Give me the 43 bucks and you don't have to tell me your life story.
Yeah, then I realised I'd done my last 50 on the pokies and I just panicked. I don't, as it happens, have it on me at the moment. You give me a lift down to the ATM?
I don't think my partner would approve. Just drop it into the station, all right? And if he doesn't arrive, I'll be back.
Believe me, you'll get your money.
Today.
Yeah.
What? Oh, what?
Nothing here.
This is police harassment. Get your hand. I'll have your badge, mate.
Have my badge.
He thinks he's in New York.
Whatever, I'll have your jobs. Get... Oh, where'd you stash it, Reese? Stash away.
You sure he was in possession?
We saw the handover, chased him down the street, then he ran into his lawyer's office.
Did you follow him?
No, boss.
Why the hell not? All right, get a warrant, go back and search the place.
Boss,
You should be happy. Give you a chance to get one back on David Murray.
yes, boss. You can put your name on the warrant.
Mr. Murray, this is a warrant to search for drugs.
I can't believe you're doing this.
We saw Reese Young collect something from a dealer and then came into your offices.
You came to see me, yes.
And when he came out, he was clean.
So I'm stashing stuff for him.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
Matt.
I want that fingerprinted. I've never touched it.
We'll be fingerprinting it, don't worry.
I've never seen it before in my life.
And you knew how many times I've heard that.
I have nothing further to add to the statements I've already made.
And if you could just repeat those statements for the benefit of the tape, sir.
I have never previously seen the bag that you found under the cushions of my office settee. I do not know what the bag contains.
It's pretty obvious what the bag contains, wouldn't you say, sir?
No, I wouldn't. I have no idea what it contains or how it got there.
Who else has access to your office?
Cleaners, other members of the firm and staff.
Clients?
I do meet with clients, yes. That's what a lawyer does.
Or could we have a list of their names, please?
That goes into lawyer-client confidentiality. I can't provide that.
Mr. Murray, I'm not asking you the nature of your communication with your clients, just their names.
I'm sorry, but the fact that someone comes to see me is in itself confidential.
Not all lawyers would take that view.
Is that a question?
Mr. Murray, drugs of dependence were found in your office. Now, either they came from a client or they're yours.
I have no comment to make. You're not seriously going to charge me, are you?
David, you were found in possession of a trafficable quantity of a drug of dependence. We're duty-bound to charge you. Unless you want us to change the rules for your benefit.
But you know the drugs aren't mine.
Well, then tell us whose they are.
No, I can't speculate as to that. Kelly, be reasonable.
Reason's got nothing to do with it. I can't ignore evidence. That's simply not the way the game is played.
Yeah, but you don't believe the drugs are mine.
What I believe is not the point, and in no way interferes with your right to a good defence. Now, about that dinner tonight.
Would that be ethical? Seeing as you're about to throw me in the slammer for 5 years?
Yeah, that won't be for months yet.
Well, in that case.
We're ready to put you through that casebook now, Mr. Murray.
Great, thanks.
You know very well the drugs aren't David's.
I don't know that at all, and you shouldn't be making his defence for him.
It's obvious what happened. Reese took the delivery, ran from us and stashed his buy on David's couch.
And the fingerprints may well support that theory, but in the meantime, Mr. Murray should be helping us.
Oh, you heard him. His hands are tied.
He's a servant of the court and he's protecting a criminal. No sympathy.
He has other obligations.
Look, just don't get too close to him, Kel, all right? He's still the enemy.
Sorry, Suze, no can do.
Come on, it's one Saturday night off.
Look, if I change the roster for you, I have to change it for everyone.
$3. Found it in my drawer. I forgot I had it. I'll give you the rest after tonight's shift.
I'm better.
Second time today.
What?
Joss keeps handing Alex money.
Joss is paying Alex off. That's crazy.
Yeah? When was the last time Joss worked a night shift?
Penhope Road, corner Penhope Lane. Armed robbery in progress.
Get them back. See if we've got any witnesses.
You all just move back, please, folks.
Morris?
I was outside when they were making the delivery. Man, they just...
Yeah, the ambulance is on its way. Could you tell me what happened?
Two men, ski masks, seemed to come from nowhere. Bashed one guard, held guns on them.
What kind of guns?
Guns, pistols, revolvers maybe, I'm not sure. He was at the ATM. They bumped into them. Something was said. He looked scared, backed away.
So he spoke to one of the armed robbers?
You said something back. Then he turned and went for him. The guy tried to run. Robert just shot him down. One, two. Another when he hit the ground.
His name's Dean Jesse Ridge. He was making a withdrawal. $43.
It was an execution.
The deceased wasn't playing the hero, you know, trying to stop the robbery.
No. They spoke briefly, then bang, bang.
They knew each other.
Now, this, Dean Jesse Ridge has priors.
Assault, armed rob. He's done time.
You know him.
He did a runner on Joss last night for a $43 fare.
Oh, that deserves the death penalty. Anything to add?
Just that the thought did occur. He might have been there to get the money for me.
Wrong place at the wrong time. It can happen to all of us. So the bloke recognises an old mate, says, "G'day, nice day we're having," and the old mate eliminates him as a witness.
Could be.
Be realistic. You didn't send the man there.
It's a possible lead, boss. A witness saw the getaway car, and an irate household has just phoned up saying the same make of car is parked right across their driveway.
Obvious way to dump a car?
I always marvel at their intelligence.
The thing is, the car was one of two stolen sometime early this morning in St David's, so the chances are they've dumped one and they're now using the other.
And are long gone.
Maybe, maybe not. If they didn't get out of Mount Thomas in the first 10 minutes, they may be holed up somewhere.
Keep on it.
No phone calls, nothing from the bar.
Ah, that looks fine. Thank you. I've had a very pleasant stay.
Oh, business?
Yes, just a little. Could you organise me a cab?
Sure, where to?
To Melbourne.
You do realise that that's a $200 fare?
Yes, but when you have to be there, you have to be there, I guess. I'd like someone reliable.
At your service.
Thanks for that. If you get me there in good time, I'll make it 300. Oh. And if we could stop somewhere on the way, I haven't eaten all day. I could murder a pizza.
After you. Tony will fix you up. Best pizzas in Mount Thomas. franc. Plus another 100. Minus 43 equals... Yes! That was quick.
Oh, yeah, they had a cancelled order for a Four Seasons.
Half your luck.
You fancy something?
Yeah, that'll be great. Thanks, I haven't eaten all night.
This is going to be a long journey. What's your name?
Joss Peroni.
Pilgrim Bond.
Pilgrim?
Yeah, my dad was a huge John Wayne fan, called everyone Pilgrim. When I came along, it was either Ethan, Aaron, or, of course, Pilgrim. Pilgrim apparently went better with Bond, so...
I won't make the obvious Bond joke.
Oh, thanks, I'd appreciate it.
You get a lot of that?
I do, yes.
Yeah, I get the beer jokes, you know, like Peroni beer. People say, oh, I'll drink to that, you know.
All right. My sympathies. Here you go.
Oh, thanks. That's great.
It's good. Very reasonably priced, too.
Chris, will you please explain to David why I will never have a relationship with Joss?
Because she's not clinically insane.
Okay.
So what'll it be?
Just a long black, thanks.
And I'll have a short black and a Schlivovitz. Actually, make that two.
2 Schlivovitzes.
Old Croatian saying, one's not enough, 10's too many.
You just made that up, didn't you?
Yeah.
And Slivovitz is in Croatian.
But close, and I have an uncle who moonshines a very smooth plum brandy. Živeli.
Živeli.
Okay. What she said.
Živeli means may you live long.
You break it, you clean it up.
And now you're over the limit. Try and drive home and I'll arrest you.
That's an abuse of your powers, Constable.
Correct. You're just gonna have to stay over.
Just checking Dean Bridges' prison associates against known armed robbers.
Any joy?
Let's just say there are a lot of names in both categories.
Yeah. Well, I've got another job for you. Somebody's just held up Tony's pizzas at gunpoint.
What'd they get?
Large Four Seasons, fresh from the oven.
So, Pilgrim, what do you do for $1?
I do some motivational speaking, but primarily I'm a financial advisor.
The two things go hand in hand, do they?
They sure do. The thing you have to realise, Joss, is that everyone can become rich. The ones who aren't stay poor because they want to.
Oh, come on.
That's just a question of will. I mean, there are advantages to being poor.
I've never noticed them.
Are you poor, Joss?
Am I ever?
How poor are you?
Very. I've got a 10 grand gambling debt.
Would you like to be a street person, Joss?
What?
Well, a street person is at the bottom. They have no further left to fall. Would you like to share in that comfort?
No way.
Well, don't dismiss it out of hand. Becoming rich is a scary business.
I reckon I could handle it.
Could you? It's like climbing a cliff. You look down, and when you're seriously rich, that is like looking into a deep abyss. There's so far to fall.
So what are you saying, that people like Bill Gates and Rupert Murdoch, they live in fear, do they?
Well, think about it. Great wealth is a great responsibility. It's a great burden. Are you up to it?
Of course I am.
Well, then let me hear it.
Of course I am.
Right. Now, if you truly believe that and you had a little seed money, you could become rich.
Pilgrim, I've told you, I'm in the hole for 10 grand.
Because you want to be.
No, I don't.
Say it, Joss. I want to be rich.
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 And nothing will stop me.
And nothing will stop me.
That's more like it.
Pilgrim. You're a bullshit artist, aren't you?
But I'm a very wealthy one.
And Pilgrim Bond is not your real name, is it?
I like you, Joss. It seems to inspire trust.
So what's your real name?
Oh.
So Tony's getting a Four Seasons for delivery out of the pizza oven. In through the door walks this well-dressed business type who sticks a handgun in Tony's face. Tells him to lie on the floor and don't move, which he does. The business type then takes the pizza, walks out the door, and Tony hears the car drive away.
Did he see the car?
No.
Did he have any idea what sort of handgun it was?
All he saw was the muzzle. Says it was the size of a grapefruit.
That's good. No, come on, no, seriously. Look, what, you're 10 grand in the hole. On top of that, you need seed money for investment. Say, another 10 grand.
Is that enough?
Look at me. I was once in your shoes. Hey, what's this? What the hell was that? What was that guy doing? That was a nice piece of driving.
Spent a lot of time doing donuts as a kid.
I believe you. That could be the answer to your problems. Driving.
I don't think so. This will be my best night this month.
Well, some driving pays better than others.
I've got a 10 grand debt, and you seem to think I need another 10 on top of that. That makes it 20. I'm not going to get that kind of money driving a cab.
Your grasp of arithmetic is admirable. It's just your philosophy that's limiting you.
How so?
Well, you're erecting roadblocks before you even begin your journey.
All right, I'm listening.
When you were learning to drive cars as well as you do, were you underage?
Yep.
And these cars may well have been borrowed?
What's past is past.
Absolutely. All I'm saying is if we're not born rich, sometimes we have to get a head start by cutting a few corners.
All right, so this driving job, which you seem to think is worth $20,000...
would involve taking people from A to B, possibly exceeding the speed limit.
Which is what I sometimes do now for $10.
Well, then you should think about it, seriously.
So what are we talking about, exactly?
Daring to dream? Daring to achieve that dream?
No, I said exactly.
Well, look at something no worse than what people do every day in the stock exchange.
Which is?
Transfer money.
Let me think about it.
Sure. You have until we get to Melbourne.
Does the name Blake Webster ring a bell?
No.
Mount Thomas resident, did time for armed rob at the same jail at the same time as Dean Ridge.
Right, so Dean rocks up to the bank to get the $43 he owes Giles.
Yeah, I don't think Joss needs that pointed out to him again.
Bumps into Blake Webster, says hello,
As you would.
and Blake ignores the old pals act and blows him away.
Gets peckish later and holds up Tony's pizza for a Four Seasons.
He's got 150 grand, why take the risk?
Yeah, thieves just hate paying for stuff. That's why they become thieves in the first place.
All right, so we pull this Blake Webster in, get a warrant.
Pilgrim?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you will tell me if I'm wrong about this. But the only driving job that I can think of which is worth 20 grand...
Yes?
...would probably involve... How do I put this? Driving a getaway car?
That is almost certainly correct.
Right. Would it be rude if I were to ask you what kind of business you were transacting in Mount Thomas today?
I have a rule in business, Joss. You said it yourself. What's past is past. We can learn from it, but basically it's best not to go there.
No, I agree.
I mean, we can't act in the past any more than we can act in the future. The only place we can act is in the present moment.
I'll keep it in mind.
Well, if you do, you'll never lose focus, I promise you that.
So you want an answer now?
It's up to you. You know, if you say no, then this has just been a crazy conversation we'll tell our friends about in years to come. Hey?
Yeah. I'll just say, I had this fear once that he put this crazy proposition to me.
That's it, you got it. That's exactly it.
Hey, Pilgrim, there's just a crossroad coming up. Bit of a shortcut. Is that all right with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Cool. Did you hear that? Take a look.
Sit down. You got prize for armed robbery?
Whatever you say.
While you were doing the time, you shared an exercise yard with Dean Jesse Rich.
Who?
You're in the same jail and you live 3 streets from each other.
Oh, you mean Dino.
This afternoon, while 2 masked men were busy robbing an armoured van, your old mate Dino recognised one of them and was shot dead.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Did you kill him?
It's the first I've heard of it.
That warrant's come through.
Thanks, Matt. We're about to search your house and vehicle, Mr. Webster. If we find anything linking you to the armed robbery, we're going to be charging you with murder.
So if it was your accomplice who killed Dean Rich, now would be the time to say so.
I didn't do anything.
Find the problem?
Not yet.
Pete not as good a mechanic as you are a driver.
I think I should just let it cool down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I'll call my girlfriend, I think.
Why?
Because she frets.
Ignore it. Can't, it could be work. It's only Joss.
She's not answering. Hey, Cheeky Babe, it's Joss. Look, I'm sorry about our dinner arrangement. If you need to reach me, just call the cab company and they'll tell you exactly where I am. Okay? I love you. Women. You know how it is.
Time for you to start thinking about your options, Blake.
And what options might they be?
The car inside your garage. It was stolen from St David's yesterday morning.
Someone must have put it there.
They would have put these there as well.
What are they supposed to be?
Well, they're ski masks. Identical to the one used in the armed robbery today. Or maybe you might recognise... It was found underneath the front seat.
Planted by you or by whoever put the car there?
You're now in the frame for murder. Forensic are going over the car and the handgun as we speak. They'll do the ballistics, find your prints, and then they'll retrieve your DNA from one of the ski masks. You're looking at 20 years for this.
And while you're doing those 20 years, your mate will be spending the money.
Just need a tool from the boot.
Go right ahead.
I think I'm onto it.
Come on, Webster. Dean Ridge knew you, recognised you, even spoke to you, so you killed him to eliminate him as a witness.
We have a witness to say that you went out of your way to kill him. You put 2 shots into him, and then another when he was down.
Just a stone-cold killing.
It never happened that way. You check the gun. Check ballistics. It's never been fired.
You're saying your accomplice killed Dean Ridge? Who is he, Webster? Is he that scary you'll do 20 years for him?
Well, he's a psycho, isn't he? If he killed Dean Ridge just on the off chance.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
That allegation is no good without a name. Birth name Jason Grubb, Tar. Career criminal, armed rob, drug trafficking, fraud.
Versatile.
Shared a cell with Blake Webster and Dean Ridge.
God, they all knew each other.
Except poor old Dean wasn't invited to the party.
I don't know that guy. He's been at the Imperial for breakfast the last couple of mornings.
Sorry, Chris. Do you have this man staying here?
Well, he's gone.
When?
Earlier tonight he checked out. What's he done?
Did he leave a forwarding address for what that'll be worth, of credit card receipts?
No, you pay by cash. Just tell me what he's done.
Armed robbery.
The one where the guy was killed.
Okay, get me up to speed.
Joss has got this guy in his cab. They should have reached Melbourne hours ago, but the cab company's lost contact.
How can that happen?
Well, it's all computerised now, and the computer in Joss's cab is out of range, switched off, disabled, something they don't know.
You tried his mobile?
Out of range, switched off.
Hey.
Hey.
David.
Yeah.
About yesterday, the drugs we found in your office.
Actually, I've been waiting for the right time to tell you. I'm a high-level drug baron.
I'm serious. That client of yours has really dumped you in it.
You know I can't talk about it.
And while you're being ethical, it leaves you carrying the can. Look, I reckon there's something we can do about it. We can pull him in. In the meantime, track down the supplier and go in hard on both of them.
Kel. That's not how I work. This man is my client. Well, yeah, I know. I should find a better class of clientele. But I have an obligation to him. This is what I believe.
Just my luck, an idealist. Oh no. Joss, I'm so gonna kill you.
Kelly, I'm coming in. You need her down the station.
What's happened?
G'day. Thanks for stopping. My cab is broken down. I wonder if you could give me a ride to the nearest service station so I can get a mechanic.
Sure. Hop in.
Thanks a lot.
Drive! He's got a gun! Drive! Ow!
Last time I've asked him, Joss, fix the car!
Mount Thomas Police Senior Sergeant Croydon.
Where is he?
Yeah?
He tried to find me.
When?
In the middle of the night, he must have been trying to warn me.
Sign yourself out a gun, get a vest. When we find him, we'll be scrambling.
We're on our way. Attempted carjack on a woman motorist. She stopped at a broken down cab. Cabbie last seen struggling with an armed passenger.
Joss here, cheeky babe. Sorry about the dinner date tonight. If you need to reach me, phone the cab company. They'll know where I am. Love you. Bye. If anything happens to him, I will never forgive myself.
It's very hard to see how that could happen by accident, Joss.
I can't explain that.
Can you explain why you stopped me from getting another car?
Look, I was brought up to protect women. Right? I saw the gun and I just reacted.
Your mother would be very proud of you.
That should do it.
We were getting on so well. Why'd you have to ruin everything?
Look, I'll take you to Melbourne right now. Right? I'll just forget that this whole thing happened. Come on, get in the cab.
No. Hands behind your head. Walk.
Where are we going?
Where do you think?
Look, I'm actually a cabbie only at night, all right? I'm a copper.
Ooh, now I'm really worried.
If you kill a copper, you're going to die in jail.
Kneel.
I can help you get clean away.
How?
Evidence can get lost. I can organise that.
Well, what a corrupt little number you are.
I just want to live. What's past is past, and this has just been a crazy conversation. Remember that?
Say bye-bye.
Look, I've got a wife and 2 kids and 1 more on the way. Please. Please don't do this, please.
Sorry.
Put the gun down. You blink, you breathe, I shoot you.
Okay.
put it down.
Can someone please call this psycho bitch off of me?
Put the gun down or you will be shot.
Morning, all. What is all this?
Yesterday's bank job.
Just had it in his cab the whole time.
Huh. Money worry's over then.
$300 of that is rightfully mine. Second night in a row I got ripped off.
By the way, Sarge, what's the going rate for a Saturday night off?
What?
$30 do you, right?
Joss, are you paying Alex off?
What?
For an easy ride on the roster, are you bribing him?
Kel, some of the money that I bet on the horses wasn't mine. I've got this heavy cousin who is not afraid of using his fists.
Your broken ribs.
Mm-hmm. And so Alex arranged to get a loan for me to get him off my back. That's why I'm working 2 jobs, to pay him back.
Oh, Joss.
Kel, someone's at reception for you.
Who?
Constable O'Rourke.
Mr. Murray, what can I do for you today?
I've had a little chat to Mr. Young. Wishes to make a confession regarding the drugs you found in my office.
Oh, I do hope you didn't put undue pressure on Mr. Young.
Well, that would fall under lawyer-client confidentiality.
But of course. Come this way.
Kel? Oh, I thought we'd already executed that search warrant. Sarge wants you. Now, don't tell him I told you so, but the going rate for a Saturday night off is now north of $30.
He's joking. Warped sense of humour or disconnect.
Should have sent her out there today, mate. She came that close to blowing away an armed robber.
Right.
She's got quite a temper on her. Wouldn't do the wrong thing by her if I were you.